Welcome back to another episode of Psycosmos. Thank you for joining me. My name is Coach Matt. I am one of the leading founders and one of the main people of Team Psycosmos. I wanted to give a brief backstory today on what Psycosmos represents because we are coming up on our 5th year anniversary. So Psycosmos was a humanitarian organization that myself, Rich, and Tyler all founded roughly about 5 years ago. And we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had a lot of people who have come and gone, and a lot of it has just been through love and appreciation for those people because they've done a hell of a lot to get us to where we are today. But everybody wants to go and live their own lives, and as our organization has grown, so too has our following, as well as our wonderful, beautiful friendships that we've made along the way. Psycosmos really is a combination of the words psyche and cosmos. It's a word that exemplifies the bridging of the human consciousness to the higher realms of spirituality or God or the universe, if you want to put it that way. Psycosmos was really founded because of a fundamental idea that we noticed a lot of adults and a lot of older people and young people alike were very miserable and unhappy, and we wanted to get to the root of why that was. So myself, Rich, and Tyler, we all met around 2nd grade of elementary school. And over the years, we kind of came in and out of each other's lives, but roughly about 10 years ago, Rich and I specifically started doing heavy research on some of the fundamental ways that the world really truly functions. One of the big questions I had was, at the time during my college years, what exactly do the richest, wealthiest, most powerful people believe in spiritually? It actually started financially. I started going into the financials. I started seeing a lot of very strange things. Why is there a statue of a bull on Wall Street? Well, the answer for that is because it represents the sign of Taurus, the constellation Taurus, which in the zodiatry, in the zodiac, is a very big money sign. And there's also a lot of other things that kind of correlate with that as well. But I wanted to really get to the bottom line of how do I make money, as an individual. This is, of course, when I was like 19 or 20 years old, because I had recognized that my parents, when I was growing up, who put me through a lot of traumatic experiences, they were not very wealthy. They always were arguing and fighting about money, and they did not know how to properly spend or invest their money. So I thought money was really the root of the issue as to why people were happy or unhappy. But then I started doing more research. I started seeing that there was a lot of celebrity drama. There was a lot of political drama. I started to awaken into adulthood, and I asked mainly the question of how can I help other people become more happy? Because even though I was put through so many traumatic experiences and I lost so many things in my life, I recognized and realized that there had to be a way to get to the heart of people in order to have them change not only their emotions but their mindset in order to create a better lifestyle. Fast forward to where we are today. Through these 10 years, we started studying a lot of deeply esoteric topics because we found that that is the true pathway that the elites take. Now, we also uncovered that these people don't know what the hell they're doing or what the hell they're talking about, which is why the world is actually coming to a crumbling amalgamation of events currently. And a lot of people are even saying that we're living in the end times. The only thing that we can really do right now is to ensure that our houses and our home lives and everything that's going on behind the scenes are functioning properly. That is the only real power that we have as individuals, and that is exactly what we teach as life coaches. If you're interested, go check out our website. The link will be in the description. But further than that, I think the real big question, I should say, that we were fixated on was, what exactly do the wealthiest people believe? And then once we delved into that, we discovered a whole wide variety of different topics, which is exactly what we teach in our esoteric spiritual life coaching or our lecture series, which again, you can go to our website to check out. A lot of Kabbalah, astrology, numerology, a little bit of things like gematria, but really at the end of the day, if you go to our website, you'll see that we have what's called the Psycosmos Purpose Pyramid on our life coaching page. The Purpose Pyramid was created as a means to describe the hierarchy of what truly makes a human being happy and satisfied and peaceful, which is something that we all are constantly chasing every single day. Every decision that you make, you're trying to effectively get inner peace. It's not really money that you want, it's inner peace. It's not really a relationship you want, it's inner peace. And a lot of our insecurities are tied to the physical realm in concepts like money and relationships. But really, truly, at the end of the day, inner peace is what we all are trying to achieve. And that's what we teach in all of our ways that you can get involved with us. But with that being said, it was discovered by us that a lot of these esoteric topics were being hidden from the public. The symbology, the colors, the words, the etymology, the root study of words. There were so many ways that we were being essentially lied to or gaslighted, I guess is a really good term, into believing that spirituality or a connection with the higher power just wasn't that important. And there's a lot of reasons why that occurred, and a lot of people love to be able to blame what is not in their control on other people. And I'm definitely not saying that the people in charge are innocent and that they're justified in doing so. However, when you study the deep-rooted philosophy of people who are in these upper echelons of society, you find that they have a fundamental belief that their whole purpose is to be the driving negative evil force in order for us to awaken as the common people and spread the good and the love. So in a really screwed up way, I guess you could say that they are accomplishing that goal because everybody is starting to wake up, and we are actually going through what is known as an apocalypse, which etymologically means an unveiling. It's not actually the destruction of the world, it means an unveiling or a revealing. That's why it's in the book of Revelations in the Bible. So what am I really getting at here? Over the last 5 years, really the last 10 years of arduous research, which if you are unfamiliar, we have 2 books. One is a smaller version, one is the larger version, up to 800 pages. Tons of sources, hundreds of sources in the back of the book. What we discovered was there really truly are fundamental ways to utilize the same information that has brainwashed generation upon generation and individual after individual in our modern day society and actually invert it and flip it and use it for good. So that is really the true essence of what Psycosmos stands for. It is the words psyche and cosmos, connecting you, the individual, to the higher realms. And over the many years, we have made a lot of friends, we have made a lot of connections, we've been working with tons of clients. Ultimately, what we want is to change and save this world, and that's exactly what we are going to do with the valuable information that we have. So, with that being said, I am so honored and grateful that all of you are here supporting us, because this is fundamentally one of the many puzzle pieces we believe that is going to effectively change the world, especially when people learn how to master their cycles. Now, what do I mean by that? There's a lot of talk about the sacred secretion, Kundalini, a lot of the land of milk and honey, the Holy Grail, the Philosopher's Stone, alchemy. There's so many ways that this is being channeled, and yet at the same time we are only babies on the cusp of this information. This is exactly why we have had to take a back seat from making videos for a very long time. It's been about a year. There's been a lot of fundamental changes. There have been a lot of revamps, a lot of new connections that we've been able to make. One of my most favorited people that I'm working with now, not just from a client standpoint, but from a friendship standpoint, is my good friend, Coach JV. So definitely go check him out if you're interested. But there's so many ways that we are studying this brand new information that has been circulating, revolving around the anatomical sciences that have been discovered only in the last 150 years, compared to what was esoterically known as the Christos or the Christ oil. And again, a lot of people are calling it different names, and there's also a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people are conflating many different areas. I know that there is a video by a certain guy, I'm not going to name who he is, but he basically made the argument that the sacred secretion is just CSF, it's just cerebrospinal fluid, and that gets released every single day, which it does. You actually release bursts of CSF while you sleep. This was something we well knew way before this individual was talking about it, and they basically labeled it as a hoax. Meanwhile, all they talk about are aliens and UFOs and spaceships. So until I get to meet an alien face to face in person and shake their hand, I would much rather focus on mastering my own personal cycles. This is something that all of the wisest gurus, no matter what country that you study or what culture that you study, whether you study the Egyptian alchemy, whether you study the esoteric European alchemy, whether you study the Neidon of Chinese alchemy, and the inner workings in order to master the outer workings. These concepts have been here for quite some time. They're not really going anywhere, and it's a shame to see so many people conflating so many different things. So on that note, I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support. We are going to continue moving forward and working alongside all of you beautiful people, especially on an individual basis. Now, if you're interested in learning more about yourself, we do offer those types of services, and because this is something that is a journey, so to speak. It's not something where I can just make a video and then people can go and just, they can absolutely do the work themselves, they can do the research themselves, and they can come to finding their own practice, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. However, a lot of people are struggling because a lot of people don't know the true details. For example, if you're calling the sacred secretion and the Kundalini the same thing, which is something that I have been guilty of myself in the past, that's not necessarily the truth. It's actually, these are different cycles. One is more of a solar cycle, one is more of a lunar cycle. You can actually activate Kundalini at almost any time of the month. The sacred secretion cycle is a greater mitosis process, and there are people who are actually taking a lot of our research and our work without giving us credit, and they are conflating a lot of different details. There are also people who were big progenitors of the sacred secretion itself. One example would be Santos Bonacci, who we've actually done a podcast with on this channel. Great guy, but he is now not really talking about the Christos or the Christ oil. He's now taken a more aggressive stance on the shape of the earth. And I love that people can create whatever content that they want to create in today's society, in today's world. The issue that I'm starting to see now is that any sort of topic that is being delivered in a sense where it is a very, very important topic and it is the peak epitome of a whole entire channel or a whole entire dogmatic approach to fundamentally learning a new thing, such as flat or round or toroidal earth or what have you, really takes away from the content of people like us who want to hone in on the individual. Because at the end of the day, as I teach all of my clients, it's cool to fascinate about these things, but what does it really do for you as an individual if you're drinking and smoking weed and you're a drug addict and you have problems and your kids hate you and your spouse hates you and you can't seem to keep a job down? What does it matter if you don't have your life set in order and you're fascinated by what shape the earth is? It's irrelevant at the end of the day. I'm not saying that it's not important to discover new things. I am somebody who clearly loves to learn. I wrote an 800-page book. There's a ton of information in it. And I always feel like I don't know anything. And I think that approach is the best one to have. Once you start calling yourself an expert in a field, you essentially take away from wanting to learn anything that goes outside of your confirmation bias. And this is, again, something that we teach in our courses. So you always want to play the part of the fool in the tarot, as I like to say. Because once you play the part of the fool, you can be any of the other tarot cards in the entire deck. But once you situate yourself, I'm the magician, I'm the emperor, I'm the empress, I'm this, 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 well, now you can't go back. So we always like to play the part of the fool because it is an extraordinarily flexible pathway of mastery. I don't know anything. In fact, you should listen to me less than you listen to yourself and your intuition. So if your intuition is resonating with you right now that the words that I'm saying out of my mouth are garbage, then you should probably just click away. You should go find something else that resonates with you. But really ask yourself the question, if I am going to click away, do I have to do more introspective work, or am I actually happy with who I am and how far I've come in my life? That's what Psycosmos epitomizes, and this is where I'm going to come full circle with this to put a bow on it and put a little pin in it. Really what we emphasize at the end of the day is mastery of the self. You can be a master of all of the different workings of the occult or the esoteric wisdoms. You can be a master of the Kabbalah. You can be a master of astrology. But at the end of the day, if you can't practically apply this stuff, which I know for a fact there are many jokesters and tricksters out there who who are misguiding other people with the information that they have. I've known them personally, I've worked with them personally, I've done podcasts with some of these people. That is where the issue lies. If you can't master your own life, if you can't truly be a happy individual, none of it matters. And that's something is a bold statement that I normally don't speak in absolute definitive truths, but that is a definitive truth. If you don't have mastery of your own life to a point where you're happy and living in peace, then you're never going to be able to manifest, as the word is just being slown around these days. You're never going to be able to create the lifestyle that you so choose. So you can have a fixation and a fascination on these topics. I will never judge anybody for wanting to live the life that they want to live. But I reserve the right to judge people who want to tell other people how to live when they don't have their own lives in order. And that is something that each one of you should do, because what that does is it holds us accountable. It holds us responsible. And we are responsible for every person that came before us and every person that comes after us. And that's where I'll leave you. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please drop a comment down below. I love every single one of you. We're going to be doing daily videos like this every single day moving forward, if we can, hopefully. It is going to be an arduous task because filming has been taking such a huge chunk of our time. We want to be able to give that to our clients who are paying customers, essentially paying clients. When you pay attention. So it's very, very crucial that we give that time to those people. But outside of that, we are going to be trying to diligently work on the free content that we provide to people. Now, if you want more free stuff, go to our website, www.teampsycosmos.org. We are an organization. You can go and check out a lot of the free content that we have provided for all of you. We love each and every one of you so very, very much. And we are so appreciative that you guys have stuck around with us for so long, even though we are dead in the water when it comes to making content. We are hoping that with these new videos, we are going to start inspiring more people, because our clients, the reason we're here is because our clients have been begging us to make videos. They're begging to see more content from us. They're begging to see and hear us speak outside of the hours that they already get with us. So if that says anything to you, go check out our spiritual life coaching courses and practices and lecture series. If you are interested in getting certified, we are actually able to certify you as life coaches, as astrologers, Kabbalists to some degree, tarot readers, energy healers, things like that. So if you're interested in getting certified in a specific esoteric field that isn't something related to like the medical industry, because we're not able to do that, then please go and check out our website and go see if there is anything that piques your interest. Lots of love, guys. Many blessings, and take care.